biggest teams in the SEC, clearly, regardless if LSU is one or not, against them is South Carolina and with Dawn Staley and LSU now with Kim Mulkey. Yesterday, and this isn't the first time that LSU or Dawn Staley or Kim Mulkey both have had comments maybe they should have walking back after a game in this rivalry, or what is starting to become a rivalry. But yesterday, you know what happened. All of you saw the video. You know I don't have to go into detail about it. There was an incident where number 2 from South Carolina got in Flau'jae Johnson's face. She puts her hands up, kind of pushes her around the chest neck area. And then Cardozo, the 6'8" center for South Carolina, runs up and just runs over, like her name was Bo Jackson, Flau'jae Johnson. Our brother, gets out onto the court, which I highly condemn. And that, look, regardless of what happens, no fan should go out in the court. No family member should go out in the court unless something really bad was happening that was life-threatening. Fans have no business being out on the court. Let's not act as if, though, and I've seen a lot of people coming after Kim. I've seen a lot of people coming after Flau'jae. LSU as a brand in general. There are 2 things that I think about this. Number 1, I'm getting about sick and tired of this shit getting political, because nothing that Dawn Staley said, nothing that Flau'jae Johnson or Cardozo did, nothing that Kim Mulkey did has anything to do with any kind of matter that normally gets talked about during the political season. Nothing. There's not a fucking thing that happened in this situation that should be political. I apologize for my language, but that is the truth. Now, in reference to the incident, okay, everybody wants to push this, well, Angel Reese pulled Cardozo's hair. Well, I actually, because it's my job to do it, but went back and watched before Angel Reese pulled Cardozo's hair, which everybody's alleging that started it. Angel Reese got a pretty nasty elbow from Cardozo too. So let's not act as if that Cardozo or both sides weren't throwing it. Did you see Anissa Morrow's face? She's got a black eye under her left eye. At least that's what it looks like. It was very puffy. I don't know if it was from that game. I don't know when that was from. But bottom line is, she looked like she got hit with one of those elbows in her eye, her damn self. Both teams were chippy. Both sides have issues where this is going back and forth. If you want to start this, oh, well, she started. Bullshit. You got to go all the way back to when Dawn Staley went on air and said that if LSU would have given Nikki Fargas the resources to compete like they're giving Kim, she would have won here. To not only discredit Kim and her accomplishments, but to also talk shit and bring up a situation that should not have been brought up in the context that she was bringing it up in. The bottom line is that this goes back, it doesn't really give a damn who started what. When Flau'jae had number 2, excuse me for not remembering her name, gets in Flau'jae's face, bumps her, and starts walking off, what Cardozo did was complete Bush League. Complete and utter Bush League. I don't understand how you can say, well, Flau'jae with someone in her face kind of pushes, and that gives Cardozo the right to come over there and ram into Flau'jae Johnson. I don't understand it. Now, what's also pissing me off, and it's pissed me off from the beginning of this, but this is what happens in women's basketball. Quite honestly, it's extremely messy. When shit happens out on the court or shit is said in a press conference, people start going to social media, talking that shit, all right? And everybody on social starts losing their godforsaken minds. They do. All logic goes out the damn building. Kim Mulkey, it was clipped and is all over social media, said in her interview, which was clipped out, by the way, for a purpose so that people could get clicks. She said that the actions by Flauché and by Cardozo, everybody, that's not us as an institution. That's not us as a program. And that has no business being in the game. But nobody in their godforsaken mama thought it would be even worthy to add context to the situation, and that Kim Mulkey said that. The only thing that they said about her in what they brought up was, I wish you would have did that shit to Angel. You're damn right. And any of you in the South that says the same goddamn thing, you know that what Kim is saying is an expression that's used a lot about fighting in the South. For example, of anybody in the media, and I mean anybody in the media. I actually like him a lot, believe it or not. Shannon Sharp. Shannon, you're from rural Georgia. Don't tell me what Kim Mulkey said. Please don't tell me what Kim Mulkey said is not, you don't know that it's not an expression. From a guy who's a Hall of Famer and has got in multiple fights. You were ready to get in an altercation with Mike Epps because he said you were a little, well, flamboyant. So Kim Mulkey's got to have class, but you don't. You know, the good book said something about casting a first stone. Here's the ultimate truth about what Kim Mulkey said. Pick on somebody your own size, and I bet you wouldn't do that to the toughest player on our team. And you know what? She's actually not wrong, because Angel Reese gets elbowed, she pulls Cardozo's hair, and she just sits there and stares at her. Because the Baltimore would have come out in Angel Reese, and a 1-2, ba-dot, uppercut would have come right back in her way. You know that. I know that. My Meemaw knows that. Everybody knows that. The thing for me, it's simple. I will push back on one area and one problem that I have, and that does frustrate me. We are having way too many incidents like this in women's college basketball, where it turns very political very quickly. I will remind everybody that we can grow a sport without that being that engaging part. Maybe we can. You know what? Maybe in today's society, maybe we can. Oh, heavens. Good heavens. But if Angel Reese would have done what Cardozo did, the internet would have literally broke. It would have broke. It would have shattered. The internet would have broke so bad that Elon Musk couldn't fix it. He'd have to get one of them spaceships he sent to Mars to bring him and go to the universe to find different ways to rebuild the internet, because it would have broken yesterday if that would have been Angel Reese. You know it, and I know it, and everybody knows it. If you're going to condemn Kim Mulkey about de-escalating a situation, got to be a little bit honest with you. I don't mind the fire or fight. I will say that the fight that I do mind is that it happens a little bit too often on some of the controversial things that she says. But it doesn't matter. That's her. That's what you sign up for. It's 100% what you sign up for. So if you're going to take the winning, you're going to take the success, you're going to take sometimes her talking about like COVID at the podium. Like she's playing against Southeastern. She goes to the podium, makes a statement about COVID, which my views on the whole situation doesn't matter. I actually could 100% agree with her to some extent. Let me be quiet. Don't necessarily want to go down that rabbit hole, but the only truth is that it's unwarranted. Some of those things are unwarranted. But if you're going to condemn her, don't be lazy. You need to go watch the entire press conference. Because what happened is, like what most of you did that think it's bad, is you didn't go and get the full context. You were too lazy to do it. Maybe you were eating maybe you were eating dinner, okay? Yesterday we had, what did we have last night for dinner? I can't even remember. Oh, we actually went to Subway. Subway, eat fresh. Actually, not that bad. I hadn't had Subway in a long time. Maybe you were eating after the fact that the game was over. Maybe you were, Sunday. I don't know what you were doing. But I tell you what a lot of you didn't do is go and watch that press conference. You just didn't. He means, I'm assuming that he means Morrow here, but Michael Morris with a $199 super chat said Morrow was from the Auburn game on Friday. Okay, see, I didn't know that.